everybody. Bonjour tout le monde. That's how you say hello everybody in French. I'm back again, this time with a new course, with a new lesson. In this lesson, we are going to see how to use possessive adjectives in French. So the lesson is using French using French possessive adjectives. We are still in the beginners, huh? Still, this is French for beginners. Still, so what do I mean? What do I mean by French possessive adjectives? Actually, possessive adjectives is how to say my, your, his, her, our, your, their. I mean, your is it's mentioned here twice because there's your singular. Because if it is you're telling your house, your pen to somebody, this is not your pen, it is my pen. You can see the example in the picture in the table below. This is not your pen, it is my pen. So how do we say, what do we use? Because we saw in when Mark was introducing himself. So according to my book, okay, those who are following my lessons outside my classes, the normal classes that I conduct using new technology, but in France, uh, those who are following my lessons outside those classes, up to now, I think they don't have my book, unless those who have communicated to me and have asked me for the book so that they can follow. So the lesson is we are still working on where Mark is introducing himself, and we are trying to see the elements that Mark has used one by one so that we can know how those sentences were formed, because you cannot just form sentences without knowing how they were formed. So we looked at the personal pronouns, the ones how to say I, you, him, no, he, she, and you plural, and they, and so on. Then we looked at the verbs, how those verbs, because there was when you take the personal pronoun, you put the verb. So you start by making a sentence. You'll say, we looked at the verb to be called. So that was the verb that Mark uses to say je m'appelle. And then you will see that Mark was using things like ma, mon, so he said, ma mère s'appelle, mon père s'appelle. So my mother is called, my father is called. So mon. So this is the things we are going to look at here. So that is those are the possessive adjectives. So let's now look at them. And when you look at the table, you will see them written in French, but also they have been written in English. So normally it's you can even do some games with them. Normally you see you have a mon, ma, me, ton, ta, te, son, sa, c'est, notre, nos, votre, vos, leur. So you will see even leur there. It's written, the plural form is with an S, but you see you don't pronounce the S. Just like when you say me or te, se, no, vo, you see the S is not pronounced. I think you're starting to get used now to the pronunciations in French. You see, French, you not everything that is written is pronounced. So when you say mon, ma, me, that is my, but you will see French grammar has many possessives than English because there are different forms, not only for the person and number, but sometimes also for the gender and the first letter of that which is possessed. The first letter. What do I mean? The first letter, that which is possessed. For example, if the first letter of which is possessed is starting with a vowel. You will see, for example, I will give you an example of a word like my friend. My friend, in French you say ami. So if my friend ami is feminine, you will use the masculine form. You will say mon ami because it begins with a vowel. You can never say ma ami. So try to be on the lookout, because in French you have to really master the gender rule, because even the forms of what you're going to use will depend on whether whatever you're saying begins with a vowel or not. So you see there are different, the French possessives are, it comes in different form. In English you'll just say my shirt, my friend, my everything is my. In French you either have mon, ma, mais. So mon is when it is masculine. For example, Mark said mon père, because mon père is father is masculine, so that's why he said mon père. And then he said ma mère, because mère is feminine, so that's why it is ma mère. Mais is for plural. So if, for example, Paul had many cats, he will say mes chats, and then the word chat, which is written C-H-A-T, you will add an S to make it plural. I think it will always be. I think it will be good also to look at the plural, masculine, the gender rule and things, because in French, in French things are they have a gender. Yani they're either masculine or feminine. Things, even for example, a chair. Chair. I think maybe you've had chair. If you've had, it is chaise. So chaise is feminine. So if you want to say my chair, you'll say ma chaise, because it begins with a consonant. C is a consonant. That's why you say ma chaise. Ma chaise will mean my chair. So let's continue. You are here. You'll see you are here is ton, ta, te. So ton will be masculine, ta will be feminine, and te will be plural. Then let's go to his or her. So it is son, sa, c'est. Son, sa, c'est. So son is masculine, sa is feminine, c'est is plural. Then we come to our. So our is notre twice. It is the same. It is notre and notre. Notre is masculine and notre again is masculine. Here there is no difference. And then you have, for plural, you have no, N-O-S. Then you will come to your. This is plural. You will have votre, a votre. So masculine and feminine here is the same. And then plural, you will have vos. Then when you come to their, if you're saying, you are going to say it is their car, you will say c'est leur voiture. C'est leur voiture. So if it is their car. So here is leur, et puis leur. There's no difference in the form, except for the plural, you will have an S. So you have to you can see that this you can see that this way of these possessives, they are you just have to get used to the way, because in French actually it'll be a bit confusing, because people are a bit confused, because you will find that the possessive, you see, they are more than in French, than in English. I mean, English, you have my, your, his, her, our, your, and there, and that's it. It doesn't matter whether it is feminine or it is masculine, or even if it is plural. Because even if you had many cars, you'll say my cars. You see. While if it was in French, you will say mes voitures. because voiture is car. So if it is one car, you will say ma voiture, because voiture is feminine. So you can't say mon voiture, you will say ma voiture. But if it is many cars, you have to say me. So you see it now. You see the possessive changes according to the number, that is how many there are, and according to the gender also how many there are. So you have to, if you are learning French, you have to get used to these things. If you're English speakers, you will have to get used to this way of thinking. You will, every time there's a thing before you, you will have to question yourself whether it is masculine or whether it is feminine, because the way you're going to, whatever you're going to put, let's say before it, it has to be also, it has to correspond to the gender. So that's why it is important to always know the gender of whatever thing you're trying to mention, whatever thing that is going to become before you. In French, it is like that. You have to get used to it, because that's what I said. French is in another dimension. It is in another dimension. That is, that's how French is. That's how it is. That's the language, and there's no other way around it. There's no other way around it. That's why you have to see those things. They're coming like that. They're in the possessives. They are more in French, in English. They are more in French than they are in English, because you have to, you really have to know the difference, why they are many, why they are used like that, why they are used differently, and how they are used. So we have seen that we've seen the possessive today. The possessive, you try to learn them, and try to get their use, because we are going to also practice how to use them, because how to, well, so that maybe in the next lesson I will look for some uses somewhere where it is used, so that you can practice how to use them. But before I finish, let us pronounce them once again, so that you will be able to keep that, how to pronounce them in mind. So like I said, but repeat after me this time. My is mon, ma, mes. Your, singular, ton, ta, tes. His or her, son, sa, ses. Our is notre, nos. Your, plural, votre, vos. Their, leur, leur. Remember the three forms. One is masculine, the middle is feminine, and the last one is plural. So you have to remember, and they come, the possessive in French, possessives, okay, like any possessive, even in English, it always comes before a noun. So my car, my dog, my cooker, my chair, my computer, my telephone. You see, all those are nouns. Nouns are names of things, even names of people. My brother, because brother is a human being. So remember nouns. So in French, nouns are either masculine or feminine. So keep that in mind. And for the last time, let's now do it fast. Mon, ma, mes, ton, ta, tes, son, sa, ses, notre, nos, votre, vos, leur. So remember nouns, either masculine or feminine, and the possessives come before nouns. So I come to the end of this lesson. I hope you will get the hang of the French possessives and get to know how to use them, and try to look out for these elements and see how these things work. Okay, until the next lesson, follow my channel, subscribe, and follow my channel, and follow my instructions, and you will find learning French very, very simple, because I know for English speaking it can be a bit confusing, because French, you see, like it comes with different elements, because when you come with an English mind, you have the simple way of things, saying things, because like I said, you see, in English it is my, and that's it. This is my, whether it is masculine, my, whether it is feminine, my, whether it is plural. You see, if you come with that idea, you see, you're going to maybe might have you might have some, what can I say, you will try to simplify French. You will start to think maybe it can be also just like in English, that is, you have one thing to say, to put in front of anything that wants to be possessed, which is wrong. So you have to have the mindset that French has got there are different forms of how to say my, your, his, her, our, your, plural, and their. Till the next lesson, once again, subscribe, follow my channel, so that you can easily learn French and enjoy learning French with me. Thank you.